In the history of music, 2023 will loom large, going down as a groundbreaking year, a year of many firsts, with this many blockbuster tours, this much money floating around, the stadium shows. Everyone has been talking about Taylor Swift's Era Tour, Beyonce's tour. Morgan Wallen is breaking records in country music. U2's Las Vegas residency at the Sphere. Amazing facility, amazing presentations that you see. So Ed Sheeran, easily my favorite pop star. It's really impressive all the things that he's accomplished at his age of 32. He has quite a list of accolades. 16 Grammy nominations, 4 wins, 150 million records sold worldwide. His own satellite radio channel just came out. I consider him a once-in-a-generation talent. You throw names out: Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Prince, Mariah Carey, Garth Brooks, U2. Since he came on the scene in 2011, for over the last decade, he's been in the top 4 highest-grossing live musical acts in the world. In 2017, his Division Tour ranked 3rd highest-grossing tour of all time. And this current tour will finish up in the top 3 to 5. Is what I'm predicting. So with that, what say you? Do you think Ed Sheeran is the greatest artist, musician, performer, 3-in-1 on the planet? So let's talk about SoFi Stadium. This stadium, let me tell you, if you've never been there, great architecture, first class, highly recommend the stadium. Really is a thing of beauty. Stan Kroenke did Los Angeles a huge favor. Okay, getting into SoFi Stadium was a breeze. I was amazed. There was no emptying your pockets. Take your wallet, your cell phone, car keys. The type of things that you expect. You just walk right through. It was just the metal detector machines just scan you. It's just a huge, awesome building that LA should be very proud of. The stage set design was very cool. Tons of advertisements, a phenomenal Samsung speaker that wraps around the entire building. He had these heart-shaped video screens all throughout, and then there was this huge video screen in the middle that sort of dominated the landscape. And so if you couldn't see the stage very well, the video screen was very impressive. The openers were Macy Peters and Russ. So these are artists that were on Ed Sheeran's label, new artists, more in the England scene. I'm going to be honest, I didn't care for either artist. It was very hard for me to hear, to be fair. I felt like the volume was too loud for both of them. I wasn't familiar with this music. Nothing really stood out to me. And I will say the one thing I do remember is that he stated it was his dream come true, and that for him to perform in front of a massive crowd like that was just unthinkable. But yet, there he was, and he fulfilled his lifelong dream. And that was pretty cool, because how many people can actually say they played to 81,000 fans? So let's talk about the set list. So this show happened September 23rd. He played about 28 songs. Now, I went back through and looked, and a lot of the shows he was only doing 25, 26. So he gave LA a couple of extra songs. I wanted more songs from Minus and Equals in this concert. So if I had to say this set list, it was kind of average to me, because he threw in a lot of songs that a lot of the crowd wasn't familiar with. He left off I See Fire. I don't understand why. I really love that song. Maybe because there was this fire theme that was going on at the end. The introduction to the concert, every song had a different theme. and they were truly mesmerizing. I mean, I've never been to a show this large, but I've also never seen anything that was worthy of being that large. And this show definitely is. It's just it's a spectacle. It really is. It's beautiful. You could just sit back in your seat. Even though you're way far away, you just watch the presentation. It's not even a concert in my opinion. It's not really about the music as it is a show. So for much of the show, it's just Ed entertaining it with his band and his band stands in four corners of the stage, somewhat hidden. He sounded really great where I was. I was on the lower level, kind of in the middle on one of the mid sections. I did hear about the more elevated seats sounding much like he's in a blender, too echoey. I've heard that a lot. I've read a lot of the reviews, and the closer you are, I don't think that's the case. That's probably true for those higher up people, but don't get one of those tickets. That's all I can say. Or if you did sit that high and you still loved it, chime in. Let me know what your experience was. But I can understand how there would be too much echo. But once again, I didn't get it. I didn't get it where I was at. It sounded great. The stage moves up and down, and as much has been talked about, the stage moves in a circular motion, much like a circular conveyor line, and Ed is standing on it, and so he's just doing circles. He's doing laps. And at first when I heard that, I thought, well, that's kind of hokey. But when I went and witnessed it, I thought, whoa, this is working out. It definitely worked, in my opinion. Ed can sing the love song like nobody else. He's as good as any artist when it comes to love songs. Some of his most recognizable songs are Perfect and Thinking Out Loud. Everybody knows those. Those are two number one songs. But the songs that I love the most are the ones where he's got this great backing beat where he scats and he strums all at the same time, throws in some rap. My opinion, when he does that, he goes to this place that is incomparable. Nobody does that. Nobody scats, sings, raps, and plays the guitar and tells a story like Ed Sheeran. It's just not, it doesn't exist. This is what makes him who he is. Why he has such a huge following. So let's talk about the crowd. Ed announced toward the end of the show that he broke a SoFi Stadium paid attendance record of 81,384. Let me say that again, 81,384. There has been no performer in Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, that hasn't had an attendance of that. Not Taylor Swift, not Beyonce, not Coldplay. Metallica had the record for about 3 weeks. The record was 80,000, and Ed broke it. Ed has quite a connection with the audience, and he really cares about them, old and young. He was constantly including crowd participation and interaction. That's what really stood out to me. It was just a great time, and you could totally see it on the crowd. And the young children that were there, so impressive. The graphic displays and details for each set and how elaborate they were and how each theme matched the colors and the lights. It was eye candy all over the place. It was just spectacular. The crowd was quite lively, loud in places. Other times it didn't seem like there was that many people. In terms of the record crowds, Ed broke many stadium records on this tour. Places like Minneapolis, Seattle, Denver, San Francisco, and this LA show. London, Wembley Stadium, 5 shows. Ed took in 80 million less than a $500 million in 5 shows. There's just no words for that. Amazing. So do yourself a favor. If you go see a show at SoFi Stadium and you can, get a hotel, book it, have a nice walk in less than 20 minutes, and you're there. So my favorite Ed Sheeran song is Stop the Rain, which is on Equals. Got released in 2021 after COVID. My feeling is that he's getting better every album. And so my top 3 in order are the most current minus Amazing album, followed by Equals, released in 2021, and then Divide, 2019. The songs that were the least interesting on the set list, and I can name them. I could sit here and name them. Afterglow, Bloodstream, You Need Me, I Don't Need You. Some of those that were towards the end of the show, amazing. Those were the one that stood out to me was Bloodstream. Wow. I don't have enough words. I just can't explain it. And you'll see the pictures here. Songs, like I said, the least interesting songs, he dressed them way up on the visual presentation, and it knocked your socks off. That's all I can say. This is what makes Ed Sheeran's concert just an experience. Whoever constructed all of this should be quite proud. It was quite an endeavor. I still don't know how they did it. This is the aspect of the show that put it over the top for me. When you combine how great he sounded, and I haven't even talked about how he sung or the music. He performed everything almost to a T how it sounds on his records. Do yourself a favor. Go see his show. Don't say, I wish I went. Go. Thank me later. So with the presentation aspect, the videos, the screens, the lights, the pyro, and how well he weaved in crowd participation, this makes it my favorite concert I've ever attended. And that's quite saying a lot. It is one of the best in 2023. And I would ask you, reply in the comments. Let me know who's better out there. What concert did you see in 2020? Let's say the last 5-10 years. Which other show is better? Let's put it that way. When you combine all 3, the artist, the musician, the performer, is there one better? Tell me. If not, where does he rank? What does he lack? Again, I think he has it all, and it seems so effortless. He's just in his own lane, and there's no one that can touch him. Many have tried but failed. So if you went to the concert, what were your overall impressions? Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe on my page, and I will continue to do this more often.